Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So this is Arbit. I had a lovely Christmas and New Year's break, so that's why I didn't upload, and I don't regret it. Yeah, we're up against. I'm going to be going over two battles over the week, against what's it called, the EDA weeks 4 and 5. So our opponent for week 4 is Fluttermane, Volcarona, Tinglu, Amoonguss, Screamtail, Lucario, Dragalge, Rotomfan, Komala, and Basculin. So, pretty scary. Fluttermane obviously is, I honestly shouldn't have been allowed. We got Volcarona to deal with, we got a lot of threats, and I believe that the Terra captain is Lucario. So, yeah. Terra normal extreme speeds are quite scary. Might have to deal with that as well. Alright, so let's just look at our team. We got Haruspex the Dragapult. I believe so far it's clicked like one move. Hopefully it can do something this time. We got Dragon Darts, Disable, Agility, and Phantom Force. Agility is here to outspeed Scarf Fluttermane if I need to, because I'm a bit scared of that. Disable can be useful if I want to switch in on anything really. Let's say I switch in on something and then I click the killing move and then I just click disable and it just can't anymore. So that's really good for if I want to choice lock, want to stop something that's choice locked and let me set up my agility. Power Herb Phantom Force is good to take out Fluttermane or a Screamtail to decent effect. And basically I'm going physical because Fluttermane takes a Shadow Ball otherwise. So that's what the set is for. It's a bit of a weird set, but I just felt like trying new things. Next we got Alter Ego, the Giraffe Rig, with Wish, Body Slams, and Headbutt and Protect with max defense. This guy is to answer Fluttermane. It's not the best answer, but it's alright. Zen Headbutt does decent damage into Fluttermane, and Body Slam is really good for spreading paralysis. Which is really good for a lot of the mons like Volcarona, and Screamtail, which I really want to paralyze if I can. Sap Sipper can also eat Amoonguss spores, so that is pretty good. Next up we got Edge Runner, the Espathra, Calm Mind, Terra Blast, Substitute, and Stored Power. Basically, what is the dark on this team? It's Tinglu, and what can I hit super effectively with? Fighting. So that's my thought process. Simple as that. Obviously this kind of gets walled by Screamtail, but Screamtail can't do much back to me once I set up a substitute, and that's basically the logistics of that. Next up we got Bubbles, the Belly Drum Azumarill with Aquajet, Ice Spinner, and Trailblaze. Aquajet sweeps through this entire team once Amoonguss is down, and Dragalge is semi-low because of Ice Spinner. Yeah, basically, if he doesn't bring Basculin, which I don't think he will, then this is pretty strong. Not much needs to be said here, it's Belly Drum Azu. Next up, we got Mechanical Rhythm, the Sandy Shocks, of Power Gem, Earth Power, Volt Switch, and Spikes. Yep, this guy's just a Specs attacker. This guy can switch in to, for example, a Lucario decently, can do good damage. It's just offense here. I just thought, you know what, I want offense, and Sandy Shocks has pretty good offensive stab combo into this team, and Power Gem is for Volk. So I thought that'd be pretty good. Lastly, we got the Concierge of U-Turn, Roost, Bravebird, the Fog. He has a Tinglu, he has Screamtail, he has hazards, so I have to remove them. That's basically it. Alright, we'll jump into the battle, and we'll see you later. Alright guys, we're into the first battle of the EDA week, what is this, week 4? We'll get into what they brought. So they brought basically all the scary stuff. Didn't bring Dragalge, didn't bring Rotomfan, stuff like that. So yeah, just the top 6. We'll see how this went. So we kick things off with Sandy Shocks. I want to try and get off hazards. As he goes for Sunny Day, triggering photosynthesis, which is quite interesting because it triggers my photosynthesis as well, which actually boosts my Volt Switch out. into Alter Ego. Here I protect to try and stall Sun and also see what he wants to do. He goes into Tinglu here as I probably click Body Slam, I believe, and I don't get a paralysis. Here I go for another Body Slam and get a paralysis as he sets up spikes on me. And here I switch out into Corviknight to just because I don't think he can do anything to me. Here I go for Brave Bird, try and chip it down and see if I can catch something, because actually flying is unresisted on the opponent's team as he goes for Ruination, which isn't a problem because I can just roost that up as the sun is slowly going away. Whirlwind is leaving, kicks me out as I go back into Sunny Shocks and into Photosynthesis. Earth Power does decent chip into this as he clicks, I believe he might have clicked Earthquake there actually, so quite unlucky that he gets paralyzed twice in a row in fact, because now Earth Power does really good damage. Now he's really low, Earth Power does kill me there. So that Choice Specs did a lot of damage there. Here I just go for Brave Bird to finish off the Tinglu. So that's yeah, so now we're even again. Here he goes for Fiery Dance. As I'm fully sped F, I just decide to stay in and I Brave Bird and do massive chip. I do get burnt, but really not that big of a problem right now. I believe I just sack Corviknight here because I don't want him to Quiver Dance up. I go into Bubbles here as he goes for Giga Drain. I should have went for Aqua Jet. I thought he would switch out honestly, but I went for a Belly Drum being greedy. This actually kind of cost me a lot in the game because I can't Belly Drum set up and just sweep. Yeah, here comes Fluttermane. He does an Aqua Jet. I do an Aqua Jet, and Fluttermane takes less than half, so that's quite unfortunate. A Moonblast here does a lot of damage to Alter Ego here, but I do wish and protect back up to try and stall it a bit, trying to get back up. But obviously here I get misses and headbutt, which is quite unfortunate as well. At this point I'm not really sure how I want to win, and I just lose my Giraffe Rig, and I just kind of threw the game here. Azumarill definitely should have Aqua Jetted there. My opponent said later that they were happy with getting rid of like sacking Volcarona if they needed to gain momentum, because well, it makes total sense to me, to be honest. He could have just went into like Lucario or Jigglypuff, not Jigglypuff, Screamtail, or something like that. So yeah, this is choice banned Lucario, so I get to disable it successfully, but here comes here comes Amoonguss, who can just take 2 Dragon Darts and just win. So yeah, quite an unfortunate game. I definitely misplayed by going Belly Drum instead of Aqua Jet. I probably would have still been in the game, but yeah, that's how it goes. So yeah. Alright, we're in for week 5 of the EDA. So yeah, we're going to be going over the team, and we are up against Chi-Yu, Scizor, Houndstone, Florges, Garganacl, Kilowattrel, Donphan, Grafaiai, Floatzel, and Lurantis. So yeah, first things first, this thing is very weak to water. This team is very weak to water. The only defensive things that resist water are Floatzel and Lurantis, and they're not very defensive. So I thought, almost went for Belly Drum there, but really went for a choice ban because I thought it would be better long term. I wanted to be able to switch in on Chi-Yu, and if I have to have a Belly Drum set, then I'm not as strong as the second time when I come in, and also I'd be at half health if I set up Belly Drum at all. I wanted this to switch into Chi-Yu and kind of also into Floatzel. I wasn't sure. Okay, well, I'm not sure if Floatzel was coming. Obviously, this is a post commentary, so when I built this, I wasn't sure if Floatzel was coming. Basically, this thing is here to click Aqua Jet, and if it's not clicking Aqua Jet, it's clicking Play Rough, because that's also pretty good coverage. So yeah, that's Azumarill. Next, we got Calyptra the Venomoth, with Bug Buzz, Quiver Dance, Disable, and Substitute. This thing can sweep the entire team if it wants to. Yeah, basically Tinted Lens means that there's no resist on his team. I just need to find the right time to set up on it. Something like Garganacl might be nice if it's like Toxic and Body Press. Something like Grafaiai might be able to set up on that, or Lurantis, or for example a Florges. would be nice to set up on this thing. And disable is nice because most of his mons really only have one move that's are super effective that they will run, so forcing them to run the other move might mean that I don't break the sub, they don't break the sub, or I can get up another Quiver Dance, for example, so that's pretty good. And of course, if it's a choice locked mon, then they have to switch out. Next up, we got Edge Runner the Espathra once again with Choice Scarf, Frisk, which is interesting, Lumina Crash, Terror Blast, U-Turn, and Shadow Ball. I want to run Scarf because... why did I want to run Scarf? Chiyu is pretty scary and Scizor is pretty scary, and I just don't think I can set up on it because Scizor Bullet Punch can just kill me quite if I'm decently chipped, especially if it's like banded. So setting up didn't make sense to me. I just thought, you know, Lumina Crash spam seemed like a pretty good idea, and Terra Fighting would be good to deal with Chiyu. Because other than that, nothing can deal with Lumina Crash spam. And I didn't really need speed boost because I'm Scarf, so I thought, you know, why not Frisk? U-Turn and Shadow Ball are also there. Shadow Ball hits Houndstone, and I think I outspeed Sandrush Houndstone and do decent damage into that. Next up, we got Haruspex with Life Orb, Draco Meteor, Hydro Pump, U-Turn, and Shadow Ball. I wanted to be able to switch up moves, so that's why it's Life Orb and not Specs. Let's see. Hydro Pump is for Garg. Draco Meteor is just damage into most things, and Shadow Ball is also damage into most things, so that's basically it. Florges is a bit scary because, you know, it's a special tank, but I think we can get around Florges pretty easily with a U-turn, maybe into Venomoth, for example. Next up, we got the Concierge, Corviknight with Yakaberry, Roost, Iron Defense, Body Press, and Defog. The point is, I can switch in Corviknight on something, wall like a Scizor, for example. Then they probably want to switch out into Chiyu just to break me, and I can actually Iron Defense that turn. And if they do, I live the Flamethrower, the Specs Flamethrower even, through Okaberry, and then land the Body Press that Oko's Chiyu. So I think that's pretty good. Very specific scenario, kind of loses the Kilowatt Troll, but that was my thought process. I think that Chiyu might be their answer, because I don't think they would pass up an opportunity to get in Chiyu and just claim the kill. Though Kilowatt Troll's a bit scary. Lastly, we got Mechanical Rhythm. This kind of deals with the Kilowatt Troll problem by walling it completely. Earth Power, Stealth Rock, Power Gem, and Volt Switch. Rocks are pretty decent in this game. I also get to force in Donphan a lot. Basically, the stab combo is really strong, and Power Gem is, I believe, for Kilowatt Troll, and that's basically it. This thing can beat Kilowatt Troll pretty well. And yeah, that's it. Shukaberry for Donphan's Earthquake, because I expect it to come in on the Stealth Rock. And maybe do good damage with Earth Power. Was thinking Pasho as well for Floatzel, but I wasn't sure if it was going to come. So yeah. Alright, let's get into that battle. I also realized I forgot to explain why the layout's gone. It's only going to be for EDA, because EDA has Gen 9 Mons, and I don't have models for them yet, so it'd be pretty ugly and just kind of a fuss to deal with those. So yeah, we're into week 5. I keep forgetting the numbers. Week 5 of the EDA. Here, as you can see, all the scary stuff is brought. Floatzel actually comes, which is very scary. I thought like Florges might come, or Scizor, but no, it does not. Floatzel is actually very scary into my team. While I do have Azumarill that resists basically everything that can come towards me, Chiyu also does that. So Azu is having a lot of defensive pressure put on it this game. So yeah, we'll get started into the battle. Donphan comes out on Espathra, I frisk it, and I reveal Haraki Helmet, which is quite useful information. I go into Concierge because it can't do anything to me, as he goes Chiyu. That's fine for me, because I'm just happy to body press. He actually reveals he's Will-O-Wisp, which first of all reveals his non-choice Scarf and non-choice Specs, which I'm pretty happy with. Here I go for Liquidation onto a Sturdy, thinking that, you know, I could just kill it. I forget Donphan gets Sturdy. Lose a whole lot of health, and as I said, Azu has a lot of defensive pressure on it, so losing a lot of health this early is really bad. Here you go into Donphan, I go into Corviknight and Roost up as he goes into Floatzel, and he actually switches back into Donphan. I just kill the Donphan here, take a lot of chip from Rocky Helmet plus burn, which is actually really bad for me. Killer Watchel comes in, and I go into Tiny Shocks because I wall it. He goes into U-turn, and he goes into Floatzel. Here, I go into Dragon Pulse, thinking he's going to go for Water Move, but he instead goes for Ice Spinner, which is really bad, and I just lose Dragon Pulse once again. Yeah, Dragon Pulse doesn't do much in my games. I don't know why I keep making the bad reads. But yeah, Ice Spinner was definitely the play there because nothing resists it, and well, apart from Azumarill, and Azumarill, I don't know if it even takes 2. So yeah, that was definitely a throw on my part. Getting Dragapult was really important to like do damage in this game, so losing that is pretty big right here. Next up, we go Bubbles as I go for, I believe, Play Rough, killing the Chi-Yu. So I mean, and at least the Chi-Yu is dead as well. But now Last Respects just claims life, and I realize now without that I just didn't prepare enough for Last Respects. I do actually live this and get to click another Lumina Crash, doing good damage into Garganacl as well, but this proves to be especially defensive, and I can't really do much about it. Basically, I just underprepared for Last Respects. Them having Houndstone at such a cheap price meant it's just so cheap. It's just so good. It definitely should have been like a tier 1 mon or something, but this is obviously at the start of the game when we didn't know how strong anything was, and a lot of tiers are messed up. Like, not messed up, but like probably not where they should be, and that's the point of early gen draft leagues, to test things out and see what's good. I believe I just go. I sacked a lot of stuff. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was just not feeling it and accidentally misplayed. I don't know if I definitely wouldn't have won here because there's nothing to set up on with Venomoth. So yeah, I definitely threw the end game here, but I don't think I would have won anyway. So yeah, that's week 5. 2 losses in a row, not the best. I'm actually, as I'm recording this, I'm going to be battling week 5 in just a few hours. So we'll see if this keeps up, but hopefully we get to make a comeback after these 2 losses. Chi-Yu and Fluttermane obviously are very strong, so I'm not too sad about losing to them. But this is my first time using Dragapult, and definitely not the best showing for it. But yeah, that's the game. Alright, see you guys, I guess next week. Bye.